Okay, so we are going to demonstrate how to hook up a 6-lane analog system. What I have here is a sample board. I don't have the fidget board, as you can see, or the hookups for the light bridges that will go down the side, or the relay in the middle. However, I do have both of the wiring centers, as you can see how they number them. I have both wiring centers here. So from 1 to 16 is on the bottom one, and from 17 to 24 is on the top. So this is what we're going to use along with the instructions. And I've highlighted some of the ones. I'm only attaching lanes 1, which happens to be green, and lane 2, which happens to be brown in this case. I'm going to use those as examples and show them where to hook up on here, and we're also going to hook up the track wiring piece. So for lane 1 and lane 2, also showing you the direction, and we're going to hook up the wires on the bottom of that track. So the first thing that we're going to do is we'll start with the green lane, or lane 1, which corresponds to here, lane 1. We look on our sheet. As I've marked on here, you see number 2 in the 2 position, which the 2 position is up here. Right here is the 2 position. We're going to hook up the white post for lane 1. You unscrew the screw and you'll feed it just down through the hole, and then you'll just screw it in to tighten it back up. And then on the opposite side, where you're connecting it, I'll show you an example of this, where you're connecting it to the post. As you can see, I haven't screwed the nut down, but I've put the colored discs on. And all we're doing is we're just sliding that on the screw. And then we would tighten the nut down, and that would fasten the assembly together. So that's how you're going to attach where the driver stations are. You're going to attach those wires. The next one here, on the green one, is the red wire, your brake wire. Your brake wire is going to go to number 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And again, we just unscrew, and I'll go right back down through that hole, and then screw it back in. Okay. Now we're going to do the second station here, and we're looking for the white power on the controller is going to, for lane 2, is going to post number 4. So we go into post number 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now we need the brake wire. The brake wire in controller station 2, that is going to the 10 spot, as you can see on the instructions here, and number 10, the wire to the red post brake going for lane 2, that goes to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we now have both of the controller stations mostly hooked up. We have to hook up the black wires, which are going to be connected to the track. So for lane 1, which I have here, if we take a look, there's a right-hand rail. If you look on the back side, you'll see the right-hand rail in this direction is this one on this side, which is white. That's the right-hand rail and the left-hand rail. Those are soldered to it. So this white wire is the right-hand rail. So when we look on the sheet, the right-hand rail is right here. Okay, right side braid / rail of lane 1. That's that one on the right side. That's going to go into post 1. So we see what color that was again. That was white. That's this one here. That corresponds to this. Goes into position 1. So again, we just loosen the screw. Tighten it down into position 1. Now your controller, almost done with lane 1. The only other wire that we have, this is the left side rail. Okay, left side rail, which is blue in this case. So our blue wire corresponds to lane 1, left side rail. And when we look at what that is, lane 1, left side rail. Left side rail or braid of track lane number 1 will be in the number 9 position, which is what we have on here. Okay, now controller number 1 is not quite hooked up. We need the white one. Wait a minute. I did that wrong. Did I do that wrong? Hardware controller post 1. Okay, my apologies. This was supposed to not go into part 1. This was supposed to go into the black wire. We'll just leave that screw out. So you should have the white coming across, the red coming across. The black is actually coming from, the black is the left side lane. So that black one will come across here to the left side rail from lane 1. Okay? And then the right side rail is the one that's going to hook into the board. Okay? So again, when we hook this up, take that out, put that on, hook it through the hole, and then again we would tie a nut down on top of there to lock it down. This one is now fully connected. Now we just have to finish number 2. Number 2 has already got the red and the white connected. We need to now connect the right hand rail and left hand rail of number 2, which is our red and black. So our black, or of lane 2, this is our black wire, which is the right hand rail, which is on this side. Right hand rail goes into the black on controller station 2. Okay, so we hook that up, and then we have the last wire left, which is the left-hand rail of lane 2, which is now going to get hooked into left-hand rail of lane 2 will go into 12. So when you're looking down here, these are not connected to the wiring center. So when I hooked that up into that spot, that was incorrect. It was supposed to go to the black post, okay? Black post. And then it tells you what side of the track it goes to. So this one will go into 12. And the very last thing that we want to hook up, that I want to show, well, 2 more things. The power supply over here, this is our power supply that we're going to be hooking up with spade connectors here. We're using these little spade connectors to clip into here. You can use banana plugs in the front, but that's how this cable comes. That connects it to here. These are going to be running into position 1 and 16. Okay? So if we look here, 16's at the end, 1's at the beginning. So if you follow again on the instructions, up at the very top, it says in position 1, the wire to the positive power supply, or the red power. Okay? That positive supply, red. This is going into 1. Okay? Now we have the black. And again, number 16. Number 16 on the board. That is our black, our negative, coming from the power supply, our negative, and that is hooking up in 16. Okay, and lastly, if you have more than one, if you have jumpers, you have more than one of these in your track layout, if you have 5 or 10 or however many of these pieces you have, you don't want to take all of these wires that are connected to the track, and you don't want to put them all in one spot on here. You can use this. These are, you can get bigger ones and you can connect them all on this side and take one wire out of here and put it into here. Okay? So you can, if you have a bunch of these in your layout, okay, you can use bus blocks to tie all the wires together and then take one wire from here and go into here. Okay? And that's pretty much it. It's all connected. The rest of it should be plug and play, and you should be good to go.